still won't go down. Look at this man. Duke Dive touchdown.
Hello and welcome to the first sports path of the 2014 to 2015 school year. I'm Michael Lawrence, joined alongside Sam Erickson.
We have tons of football highlights with some volleyball and soccer sprinkled in the mix tonight. So first, let's go to North St. Paul for some girls volleyball, where the Polars look to continue their undefeated streak as they take on South St. Paul. We can see North St. Paul 8-0 on the season. Coach Steve Anderson, Packers coached by Jane Carroll. There's Clara Krenz serving up the ball, dug out by the Packer defense, and Maddie Elmquist sets it for Kristen Waldhauser, but it's blocked by the North St. Paul defense. North St. Paul's Holly Elwanger finds the soft zone in the defense. Polars continue rolling as they take the first set, 25-5. Megan Rubbelkey sets it to Sarah Mullen for the Polar point.
Nice play a little there.
And North St. Paul's Navina Vukamanovic serves it up. The Packers send it right back. Only Sophia Cave who slams it back for the North St. Paul point. The Polars cruise to take the second set, 25-13.
Just a little too much efficiency coming from the Polars, and great
Krenz
rally.
back at it once again and gets the teardrop to fall. And they will take the third set, 25-7, and the match in 3 sets.
3-0.
All right, now let's discuss some brackets here for the volleyball season. You see number 8, Woodbury taking on North St. Paul. Number 5, Tartan taking on number 4, East Ridge. And that will be on the 23rd. And then number 7, Matamidi taking on number 2, Roseville. Number 6 seed Stillwater taking on number 3, Cretan Durham Hall. And then the semifinals will be played on the 28th, leading up to the final game, which will be played on October 30th at St. Paul Washington High School. Now, moving on to football, where South St. Paul travels to Matamidi. Yeah, we got the fans excited, dressing in USA attire. Zephyrs start on offense with Kellen Campbell back to pass. He shakes off the defender, passes it to Joe Forcia for the long ball. Now pay attention to that connection because we're going to hear a lot more of it coming up soon, and that gets the home crowd excited. In the second quarter, Dave Pedrusky back to pass, finds Malik Holmes in the end zone, hauls it in, and Petruski finds Austin Brandon Decker, makes a man miss, makes 2 guys miss, and gets it into the end zone, and they will take the lead 14-6.
Looking to pass.
The Zephyrs back to pass with Campbell, and there's Forcia once again, and that brings it 14-12, and we're going to see how they do on this 2-point conversion. And Campbell back to pass, looking to find his favorite target, Forcia in the back of the end zone, and that will tie the game. That gets the home crowd excited. And Dan Petruski trying to drive up the middle, and there makes a pile up, and then the Zephyr defense just comes away with it, with Lucas Buller running along the sideline, has a convoy of blockers. He will not be caught, and he will get the touchdown for Matamidi. They will take the lead, but the South St. Paul Packers were not done, and that does fire up the home crowd. And Packers back on offense with Dan Krasuski looking to pass. Finds Trenton McLeod to force overtime, and that silences the home crowd of the Zephyrs.
We'll be right back.
Tied
to go for the
20
field
in
goal.
OT. Kicker Nick Ritchie for the Packers converts the field goal and wins the game 23-20.
Again for the second straight week, when his team needed him, he converts for the field goal. That's his second.
All right,
game.
and the next Friday, we were in White Bear Lake as they hosted the Woodbury Royals on a beautiful Friday night in White Bear Lake. On the first possession, Bears quarterback Carter Kahn finding wide receiver Andy Lockwood with the defense draped all over him, but he hauls it in for 6. Woodbury would respond through the powerful right leg of Grant Olson as he drills a field goal there to make it 6-3. And a little bit later in that first half, he will drill another nice field goal, tying the game at 6. And that would be our score at half. In the third quarter, Kahn once again looking for a receiver. He will find Easton Perrin, and White Bear Lake will regain the lead as they tack on another 6 points. And once again, White Bear Lake adding to their lead as a little screen pass goes to Paul Scogan. He shoots up the middle for the nice touchdown, giving White Bear the 19-6 advantage. And Kahn once again will throw into the end zone, this time finding Jacob Olson, who makes a wonderful adjustment in midair to bring in the ball, securing the ball, securing the victory, securing the touchdown. Nicely done. His teammates love it. The crowd was loving it. And that would give White Bear Lake the 27-6 victory.
Going back to Montemead High to see them take on the North St. Paul Polars. As you see both teams with 1-2 record. Akeem Shearliff gets it going for the Polars, bouncing outside, rounds the corner, and goes in for 6 for the game's first score.
Touchdown, North St. Paul.
In the second quarter,
we'll be back for the start of the second quarter.
Zephyrs Kellen Campbell finds his favorite target, Joe Forcia, who just absolutely lays it out and gets the touchdown grab. And Montemead High takes the lead 13-6 at halftime. Unfortunately, we had to cut our coverage due to lightning. Montemead High wins 33-18. Just an awesome replay right there.
Stillwater Ponies were hoping to place the role of spoilers on White Bear Lake's homecoming. Beautiful crowd, nice turnout. You can see Stillwater 4-0, White Bear Lake 1-3. Special teams getting it going early as Brooks Carroll lets the ball bounce for the Ponies on the punt return. He'll scoop it up, shoot out to the left side, and outrace everybody as he cannot be brought down, and he will give the Stillwater Ponies the 6-0 lead. A little bit later in this one, we will have Stillwater's quarterback DJ Ski getting involved. As you see the fans there, Ski showing off his athletic ability, rolling to his left, throwing across his body to find a wide open receiver in Charlie Homerson. And Stillwater will go ahead 13-0 at that point. Stillwater still threatening later on. A handoff goes to number 27 work pony, Zach Knox, as he puts them up 20-0. And there is a nice play on defense from Stillwater as Joey Freikels makes a nice step and intercepts the pass from Carter Kahn for the pick 6.
Awesome job by number 7, Joey Freikels.
White Bear Lake shut out to that point. As you can see, the Stillwater fans still loving it. They had been shut out, but they will find the end zone as Carter Kahn finds Jacob Olson on the fade route, putting White Bear Lake on the board. A little bit of saving grace there on homecoming. Unfortunately, Stillwater wins this one 35-7.
They still could not stop it. Credit to his offensive line and Knox himself.
So Stillwater wins this one.
Moving to Hill Murray to see them take on South St. Paul, where the Packers were looking to clinch the Metro East Conference title. In the first quarter, Dan Petruzewski under center at the goal line for the triple option, and he will power in for the game's first score. Later on, with Hill Murray on offense, toss to Marshawn Wilson as he will power through the line, and he will outrace the Packers defenders for the Pioneers' first touchdown. Celebrates with his teammates in the end zone. Later in the first, South St. Paul retakes the lead with a Jaden Bajorklin going up the middle for 6.
And that will give South St. Paul the 13-7 lead. Deep in the
Wilson takes the handoff going up the middle. He'll go towards the sideline, trying to outrun the Packers defenders, but he will be caught just shy of the goal line. Beautiful run by Wilson, who had a huge night for the Pioneers. And this run will set up David Zarabinski for a short touchdown run, tying the game at 14-all going into the half, with Hill Murray still looking like a possible spoiler on the night. In the third quarter, Petrzuski fakes a handoff, calls his own number, and powers forward to get the lead back. And with the game winding down in the fourth, the Packers would pull it out of reach for good by Petrzuski, following his blocker straight up the middle for the touchdown. And South St. Paul clinches the Metro East Championship, beating Hill Murray 28-14.
Nick and everyone else here on the crew at TV 19.
Now let's take a look at some of the football brackets.
It looks like South St. Paul, after winning the Metro East Conference, secured the #1 seed. They will have a bye. North Branch defeated St. Paul Harding. And New Life Academy was unable to get past St. Paul Johnson. Hill Murray as well, getting the bye out of the Metro East Conference. South St. Paul will take on North Branch on the 25th of October, with Hill Murray taking on St. Paul Johnson that same night. And the championship game will be, of course, Halloween night, the 31st. And that will be to decide who makes it to the state tournament. Here is the 4-5A bracket as North St. Paul from the Metro East makes it in. They were defeated by Andover on the 21st. And Matamidi from Metro East got by Irondale 25-14. In the semifinals, Matamidi will take on Robbinsdale Cooper on the 25th of October, hoping to make it to that eventual final on Halloween night to see who can win and make it in to the state tournament. 5A now section tournament. Simley and Tartan set to squared off, on the 21st, with Simley rolling 52-8. In the semifinals, Simley will have St. Thomas Academy on the 25th, and the #1 seed St. Paul Central will have Hastings also on the 25th. And they will square off Halloween night, you guessed it, 31st, to see who gets it to state. And 4-6A, White Bear Lake will take on the 3 seed Cretin-Derham Hall on October the 24th. Woodbury travels to close by rival Eastridge, also on the 24th, to see if they can upend the #2 Eastridge Raptors.
Moving on to boys soccer, where North St. Paul will take on the Titans from Tartan early in the first half.
Soccer match for you live from North St. Paul.
Goal scores there. On the soccer pitch. Tyler King gives the ball to Zing Zanatawe inside the box from a tough angle. Riley Boris gets his hand on it, but the ball crossed the line to give North the 1-0 advantage. And let's take a look at the replay. Just a nice touch. Just the defender just unable to get it so it doesn't cross the line. Moving on in the first half, Ken Love Solon knows shows his distance, kicking the ball from way outside the goalie box. And that will give them the 2-0 lead. And let's take a look at that long ball once again. Just an unbelievable play by Sean Love. Troy Shebel dribbles inside the goal box, and the defender Robert Anabago falls on Shebel. Titans have a penalty kick opportunity. Edward Esquivel finds the back of the net on the PK. In the second half, here on the corner, King gives it up short on the corner, kicks to Solon, who dribbles inside the box, tries to cross at the tipper, tips it right into Anabago, who one-touches it into the net to make the final score 3-1 over the Titans.
They take it 3-1. All right, now we advance to the postseason in the Section 4 Single A boys semifinal. The host 2-seed Hill Murray took on the number 3 seed Simley. And the Spartans got off to a quick start as Billy Ross passed it to Aaron Otto. Otto made a nice turn and slots it past the keeper on the ground for the early goal. And that would be the only goal of this game, as Simley will upset the Pioneers 1-0, advancing to the section final.
On the same night, number 1 seed Hill Murray takes on number 4 seeded Simley. Emily Hessen starts it off for the Pioneers with a long distance free kick. Too odd to handle for the Simley goalkeeper, makes it 1-0. And then Hill Murray once again will get it going on offense. Maddie Connor finds the ball, cuts right, and finish it to make it 2-0 as it crosses the goal line right there.
And that will give Hill
They will
Murray
take the 2-0 lead. And
job
just right before halftime, with 11 seconds left in the first half, the Spartans get on the board with Kelly Schramm splits 2 defenders and lofts the ball over the goalie to put Simley on the board 2-1.
It's been what I've been talking about here the last 5 minutes. Is just.
And then let's move on to the second half, where Katie Atkins squares the ball to Schramm in the middle of the field, who passes it back to Samantha Oberstar. And from 20 yards, she takes a brilliant shot to beat the goal to tie the game at 2. And that would force overtime.
Fell to her right foot and she
And
blasted
that
past the
gets
keeper.
Simley excited. And in overtime, we see a pass from Kenzie Prater to find Maddie Connors in the middle. She goes right and shoots through 2 defenders and the goalie for the game winner. The Pioneers advance to the next round, winning 3-2.
Maddie Connors with her second goal of the game.
All right, next up we have Mahtomedi taking on Simley, who defeated Hill Murray in the section semifinal for the Section 4A championship in boys soccer. The winner, of course, going to state. Alex Maxner slips as he shoots, but the ball is easily corralled by Simley keeper Nathan Stone. That early on in the first half. A couple minutes later, Maxner once again looking to chip the ball in, but 2 Mahtomedi players cannot communicate, and the ball will fall harmlessly to Stone once again. Later in the first half, a brilliant ball into Alec Maxner from Joey Benning. Maxner hits it right at the keeper, gets his own rebound, gets past Stone, but Reichsteigl with an impressive defensive effort. So we ended the first half with no score. Here, with about 13 minutes after, into the second half, Mahtomedi awarded a corner, nice ball in, and Tyler Piper elevates above the crowd in front of net to head it home, giving his team the 1-0 lead, and the defender looks like he doesn't often score, as he is jacked up for that one. And that would do it. The only goal of the game coming from Piper, putting Mahtomedi up 1-0 and letting them win it.
That's a good answer. Good answer. Piper, can take us through that goal. How did that go, Tyler?
I just saw the ball fly to my head and just drove it home. That's all I did.
It's a nice job. Yeah, I saw you get up big on that one. You guys got some good size over Simley, so it was not a surprise that you scored off the corner. Osmian, they kind of had you bottled up all night. You're trying to make some moves. Good job on defense, but you kept the pressure on. How does it feel to win this big game?
It feels great. All the past 3 months we've been working for this and paid off.
Definitely. And you keep winning games, and maybe that season will keep on going. And you guys seniors? All juniors? All right, we'll keep it going. So a lot of promise here for Mahtomedi as they win the Section 4 Single A section tournament here in Mahtomedi. And a nice job. Enjoy that win and enjoy the trophy, fellas. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You bet.
Now let's take a look at the soccer brackets, where we see number 1 seed DeSalle taking on Mahtomedi. In the Class A boys soccer, number 4 seed South St. Paul Como Park taking on number 5 seed Chaska. Number 2 seed St. Cloud Apollo taking on Rochester. And number 3 Mankato West taking on Monticello. And in the semifinals, we played on October 29th at St. Cloud University, which will lead up to the Class A boys final played on October 30th at St. Cloud State University. And let's take a look at the girls bracket now.
As number 1 seed Minneapolis Washburn Go Millers take on Sartell St. Stephen. Hill Murray, who made it in from the Metro East, gets the 5 seed as they will take on Princeton at St. Cloud State University. Orono taking on Dover Aoda, and Park Center's got Albert Lee. And that will lead to the semifinals. Those will be played on the 29th of October at St. Cloud State University. And the winners of those games will face off in the championship for the state tournament October the 30th at St. Cloud State. The tournament, of course, played in St. Cloud now because the closing of the Metrodome.
That's all the highlights we have for you tonight.
We want to thank you for watching. I'm Sam Erickson.
I'm Michael Lawrence.
Have a good night. And that is your Sports Path.
Kruger still won't go down. Look at this man. Duke dive, touchdown.